Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had your tío that's a soltero, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have them smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the newest patrons. Albert 12, Jaime, Marshall, Valentine, Brenda, Soul Star LA, J.I., my tocayo Hector, Cassandra, Coach Ken, Manuel, New Boot, I'm a Cabron, Boss Lady, Chris, and Miguel L. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, as you can see, the list keeps growing. You do not want to miss out. Over there, you can see stuff that you cannot see here. Make sure you hit that link in the description below. This episode right here, man. Hector, I ain't done ever seen nobody damn bash a department like you in my life, my boy. I know. You be putting the California Department of Correction on blast. Well, actually, I'm just telling the truth, right? From my experience. My 16-year experience as an officer, sergeant, and lieutenant. Well, Hector, we done heard a lot of the bad stuff. Is there anything good? Is there anything great? Is there any perks? Is there any benefits to becoming a correctional peace officer in California? Yes, 100%. Of course, right? I'm going to go on to list the benefits, the perks, and the good stuff about the job, right? In a perfect world. In a perfect world, right? These are the benefits right off the top, right? In no particular order. The pay. The pay for the requirements, education requirements, is unmatched. Unmatched probably anywhere in the world. I mean, my pops used to brag that he had a GED. He literally had a GED, right? Doing his thing, dropped out of high school, or I think he dropped out of junior high. Brawley. $100,000, easily. People say, well, Hector, how much exactly do they make? What's starting pay? Well, it doesn't matter what the starting pay is that they show you on the website. It'll probably say like 80 or 90,000, maybe 75,000. But what I'm trying to tell you is with the overtime, with the mandated overtime, you're going to be forced over. Easily $100,000. Within 2 years, easily. You can more than probably clear that within right off the bat, right? But after those 2 years, that's when you get a major pay increase. You get a 10% pay increase, and that's when it's all worth it. Getting slapped around, right, by administration and inmates. It's worth it. The pay. Well, what does pay equal? You can buy things. You can buy the finer things in life. Well, Hector, what the hell did you buy with your money? Well, I may or may not have bought in certain things, right? Vehicles. I bought in. My wife can attest to this. Let me see. I had a Tundra. I had a Challenger. I had a Corolla when I was commuting to Centinela and back from San Diego. Traded in my Challenger when I had a baby, got the wife a Highlander. As you can see, like, hey, if you want to go pick up a new ride, a new Ramfla, easily, 100%. Go look at a parking lot of any prison. They be having the Escalades. They be having the Raptors. They be having Challengers. Beamers like it's going out of style. It just is what it is. You live in the desert. You got those lifted ass trucks, right? Big old giant trucks on big old giant tires. They be having those nice four-wheelers, the off-roading vehicles. You got the money to spend for sure. Overtime money, if you're smart, and I'm going to drop lessons for you guys that you don't get yourself in a wreck. Do something with your overtime. And this is what my pops taught me. Do not depend on your overtime to pay bills. Meaning, I'm going to go buy a house because I can afford it with the overtime money. I'm going to go buy this car because I can afford it with the overtime money. Let me tell you, that overtime dries up. Ooh, it dries up. And you're going to know it. You're going to know it because you're going to see those desperate ass fools waiting at staff entrance, calling the watch. Is there any last minute overtime? Did anything pop up? Is there a hospital run, right? And that's like, you do not want to be in that position. You're now owned, right? You're in debt. You're in debt to society, right? You don't want to put yourself in a jam. Mother's Day purses. You be seeing those girls. They be having those nails, right? You be seeing those eyelashes. I don't know how much those eyelashes cost, and ain't no guy ever told a girl, "Oh, I love those beautiful eyelashes, baby. Just get them as big and as long as you humanly possibly can." But if you want to get them, go get them. You got the money to. You want to go take a trip to Vegas. How many CEOs go to Vegas, get drunk? What happened to Vegas stays in Vegas. You want to go to San Francisco. You want to go. Me personally, I've been to Jamaica, Paris, Normandy, Germany, Rome, Montreal, Canada. Like, this is all as a result of the money, right? The overtime money. So I took trips. So I didn't like buy anything that was going to put me in debt. A pad. You could be living in a nice pad, right? Real nice pad. Get you out of the hood, right? A lot of the people that become correctional officers came up from the hood, right? In a not so nice area. And now they're making the money. And now they can afford a nice area. Less police sirens, ambulance. Although I do live in a nice area and I do be hearing those police sirens all the time. I don't know what the hell is going on, right? I be looking through my blinds like that. But 457 or 401k, the retirement plans. Man, this is going to be a recruiting video for CDCR. I'm going to be telling you guys how it is. They need to take notes on how to recruit. Treat your employees correct, like a human, period. You get money, you get the option to put some away that money into a retirement plan, into a 457, which is separate from your retirement plan, which I did. And a lot of the OGs schooled me. Hector, start saving now. Every raise that you get. You guys want to know how I walked away from the department, right? Contrary of people saying that I'm dirty. Wow. Every time I got a raise, every time I put more than half. Let me put it this into the 457. Let me tell you more like this. When I was a lieutenant and LT, those guys make bank. I was living off of topped out officer pay. Listen to what I just told you. When I was a lieutenant, no matter what raises I got, I kept putting away that money. Whether the money was when my daughter was born into her college fund or little piggy banky thingy, money put away. 457, put away. So your boy was not living beyond his means. That makes total sense. So I didn't walk away from lieutenant pay. I technically, if you look at the numbers, I walked away from topped out officer pay, which is still pretty good. Take notes. I'm going to tell you guys how to get an ejection plan, right? You want to hit that parachute if it gets too crazy. Retirement plan, right? When I turn 50, when your boy Hector Bravo turns 50, I will be able to draw my retirement of the 16 years that I put in. It's a pretty good amount. I was content where when I went to CalPERS, I said, run my numbers. What is it looking like? Cool, I look. All right. And then I asked them this question. Does it matter whether I get fired or resigned? She said, no, it doesn't matter. We don't know. We just get a letter. Saying that you no longer work for the state. I was like, all right, cool. Because your boy was going to wild out before I left, start shooting out the emails. Trust me, ask anybody that knows me. I was already shooting out emails to the warden, to the chief. Like I could run circles around them. It ain't nothing, right? In my emails, I used to tell them to fuck off in a nice way. Ooh, but they knew it and they hated it. So I was like, I'm just going to resign. I'm just going to walk out that front door like a man, chin up, shoulders back, right? Show my daughter this is how you do it. We covered money. We covered 457. We covered retirement. Peace officer status. Well, Hector, we wanted you to do a whole entire video on, do correctional officers consider themselves equivalent to police officers on the streets? Well, I'm not going to do a whole video because that's a little topic for a big video. Me personally, I did not, right? Like, are there people that do? Yeah, man. They got the thin blue line flag. They got the Punisher skull with the thin blue line flag. The reality is correctional officers are not whoa. They are peace officers. They're sworn in California. They're not police officers. Police officers have full policing powers out on the streets. When they go home, they take their little gun home. They have their badge. If they wanted to, they heard a bump in the night, they can go outside, right? Arrest a neighbor if he's beating his wife, whatever. They're cops. They can do that. We can't do that. They're going to look like we're crazy, right? They're like, man, you were just beating your wife 2 days ago. I know, Bill. I know, right? Good luck, Cap. So, nevertheless, I just told you there's peace officer status, right? You can buy, if you live in California, which is very stringent on certain laws, you have access to certain things that regular civilians don't. Take that for what it's worth, right? You can travel across all 50 states with said equipment. You're a peace officer. Another perk is, not that I ever sought this, not that I ever asked for a fucking favor, but like, hey, if another cop out on the street, a real cop or California Highway Patrol, they know that you work for the department, they'll cut you a break, right? Unless you're a total dick or out of control, they'll look out for you, right? They'll tell you to be safe and get on your way. That's a fucking perk. Ain't nobody like to get a ticket or hauled off to jail. But that's kind of like etiquette, professionalism etiquette, right? The training, firearms training. I already told you prior to joining the crisis response team, which is equivalent to a SWAT team, I had no handgun training. And your boy was lighting fools up in Iraq with an M16. But I had no experience with a handgun. Now, whoo, let there be a mosquito that's just agitating me, right? Pow! Right off the wall. We're not even looking at it. Just pow! Mosquito just falls over, right? The training. If you so happen to get picked for the investigative service unit, maybe you're a female with 4 months in the department with a huge ass, you can go get like investigative training. You can go to get homicide training. You can go get crime scene preservation training. You can go to, if you're a sick person, you can go to autopsies, right? You get to see stuff that the normal average human being don't get to get trained on or participate in. The canine unit. A lot of people want me to make a whole entire video on a canine unit. I might. I don't have no experience in it. I was never there in one of those units. But they be having those dogs that can sniff out cell phones, that can sniff out drugs. Seemed like the dogs at Centinela were a little on the retarded side, man. They just be hitting on stuff that wasn't even supposed to be hitting on, and then getting electrocuted on the little stingers. The inmates used to have these stingers, right? You make a contraption with paper clips. You put the paper clips in the electrical socket. Don't try this at home. You put the paper clips in the electrical socket. You get a cup of water. Somehow it goes in there and it boils the water, right, with the electricity, the heat. And now you have boiling hot water for your soup, right? Or if you want to mix some baby oil in there and throw it on somebody's face and burn it right off. We've seen that too. But the dog goes over there, touches the paper clips. Right? Fucking dog. Who kicked the dog? Where's Hector at? No, he got electrocuted. Oh, Despensa. Hey, now you're getting charged with battery on a peace officer. I think that's happened before, right? Those dogs are considered peace officers. Drugs. If your things is drugs, identifying drugs, finding drugs, testing drugs, sending them off to the laboratory. All this is police work, right? So you get that experience. The shifts, 8-hour shift or 16-hour shift. Hey, an 8-hour shift is cool, right? There's no lunch, 1-hour lunch break. You're expected to eat on the clock or don't eat at all. I think that if you have a dick of a supervisor, Man, I heard there was this fat fucking sergeant that's like, we don't pay you to eat on your time. It's like, hey, motherfucker, you're clearly eating somewhere, right? That's cool. I'd rather work straight 8 than to work a 9-hour shift and be bullshitting for 1 hour. I'll tell you that much. The 16s were a little rough. 16s were a little rough, but once you get used to it, it's like you become the zombie, right? Now swaps. Look, hey Hector, I want to go to Europe with my wife. Can you work these shifts for me so that I can have this time off in August? Yeah, I got you. I go work the homie's shifts. Boom, boom, boom. Later on, he owes me. I tell him, hey, bro, Valentine's Day coming up, right? I got to take my Sancha out to dinner. Cool. Oh, I shouldn't have fucking said that one. Oh, wow. So, sometimes I get ahead of myself, right? Like, oof, too late. I can't pull it back. Once it's gone, I can't pull it back, right? Thelma and Louise. That's a swap. You can take time off without burning the time on your books. Hey, let's talk about time on the books. You get sick time. You get holidays time. No, don't get it twisted. If you're a freaking pescado and even if you had 16 years in like your boy right here, you don't think you're going to be seeing Christmas or Thanksgiving or Super Bowl unless you take it upon yourself and you happen to get sick that day, right? But other than that, you're going to be obligated to work. Vacation time. You have a child, you can do baby bonding time, FMLA. If your favorite warden leaves, Marcus Pollard, right, and you were on Captain Homito that said you were going to drop the martillo on everybody, you can go out on a frivolous workman's comp case. How many people do we know on frivolous workman's comp cases? I know a captain right now hiding out. Why don't they bust him? I don't know. Corruption, right? Oh, I said I was going to keep it positive. A lot of time off, right? Your boy right here, earn it and burn it. Earn it and burn. Hector, what's earn and burn? Exactly that. You earn those hours, you burn those fucking hours. You know, a lot of my peers, right? They used to be like, you never come to work, Hector. You never come to work. You think I want to fucking come to this shithole where they're fucking everybody in the ass? Right? That's what I'm talking about. Earn it and burn it, right? Look at how young I look. I'm shot out on the inside, like I told that transgender on Charlie Yard, but hey, I fucking preserved myself. You think I'm going to look all shot out like all these OG lieutenants? No, not going to happen. Not today, not ever. Speaking of OG lieutenants, man, I saw one at the gym yesterday. He be giving me those dirty ass looks. He was my acting captain. Hey, some people are not going to like you just for you being you. Don't let that deter you or do anything, man. I be feeling good, right? Be feeling good riding with my homies on this YouTube channel. All right, Hector, you've covered procedural stuff. What about the job itself, man? What about the job itself? Yeah, in a perfect world, hey, it's cool. The job is cool. You get yourself a bag of sunflower seeds, you post up, eating sunflower seeds all day long. There's a lot of stuff you got to do now, man. A lot of stuff. Paperwork, interviews, investigations. Nevertheless, though, the job itself is cool. Like, people be bringing donuts. People be bringing carne asada burritos. People be bringing so much food, spreads. The inmates have spreads where everybody puts together food and everybody eats, right? The officers and staff have spreads. Even the medical, even the mental health. They're so nice with it. It's like a big family, right? Hey, come over here. Like, hey, you're invited. Let's eat. Well, how come that rat didn't get invited over there? Well, you just said it, Hector, right? What you guys be doing over there? Oh, nothing. Right? Man, you want to eat good? Go there. If you like action, right? And this one is twofold. Because action's going to get you in trouble. Action's going to get you under investigation. Action's going to get you caught up in a wreck. But the action is there nevertheless. You want to see a riot with numerous people involved, stabbing each other, beating each other with locks in the socks, throwing trays, trash cans, telephones, chairs, broomsticks. Listen to what I just said. That's action-packed, right? And your job is to stop it. Holy shit, these guys are out of control. I got to stop it. It's my job to stop it. I got the best training in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, the California Department of Corrections sets the tone for the rest of the United States when it comes to alarm response, quelling violence, because they'll be sending out-of-state people, correctional staff, to come and train and pick up what we teach them. Now, if administration would just kick back and let us do our job, everything will be fine and dandy. But keep it positive, Hector. Yeah, you get a baton, you get a spray, you get grenades, you get a 40 millimeter less lethal launcher. You can shoot the wooden rounds, the rubber rounds. You get a Mini 14. God forbid you ever have to use that Mini 14, but you're trained on it. These youngsters, I used to be a lieutenant, and the youngster will be so excited, come into the office. Hey, I'm sorry, LT. Because when you use force, you have to, it's a whole incident packet. Oh, I'm sorry, LT. It was just, my first time. I had to get it out of my system. Mind you, they were within policy. You have two inmates fighting. Get down, get down, get down. They won't get down. Well, let me tell you, if you say a get down 1,000,000 times, they're going to get down, right? Without you having to use force. Can you? Yeah. I mean, it's your job. So I would tell them, like, look, man, I get it. I was the same way. You want to get that itch out. Then I would have meetings with the staff and say, hey, man, pump the brakes. Slow down. In your long-ass fucking 35-year career, opportunities are going to present themselves when you're going to have to use force. Man, don't be so eager. That shit comes with problems. This is the fucking wisdom I'm dropping on you guys, especially if you're new to the department. Relax, pump the fucking brakes, show up to work, do your thing, and leave. Trust me, it's going to be a day where you get your ass kicked, your partners are getting their ass kicked, you're going to see murders, violence. At that time, hey, shine, right? Do what you got to do. Per policy. I'll say camaraderie, yes and no. I mean, you got to be careful, right? Don't trust people. Don't tell people don't tell them your relationship status, your financial status, your future plans. Oh, I'm going to promote. They're going to fucking sabotage you. Trust me. Speaking from experience, they're going to fucking sabotage you. Before I left, right? And I have a best friend from kindergarten. And he's a CO. We grew up together since kindergarten. I did not tell him that I was leaving. He was so upset. And I apologize. And this is a message to him. Hey, man, that was nothing personal. That was strictly keeping this plan right here a secret up until it was executed. And look, it's working. Not that I distrusted him, because I don't distrust him. Right? But it's just, hey, if I'm the only person that knows what I'm going to do, then so be it, right? I don't have to worry about, who did I tell what to? Who let the cat out of the bag? Nah, I'm cool, right? Move in silence. So the camaraderie, cussing. Well, that's the problem, man. You used to be able to sit around and cuss like a sailor all day long. That was just, you try doing that at Macy's, or you try doing that at Starbucks. They're going to look at you like, Shannon, did you really just say that? Put in your apron and turn it in right now. It's like, nah. Now you get in trouble for cussing on the body-worn cameras. So, that one kind of went out the window. The bullshitting, right? Sitting around in a program office, in a gym, wherever the officers hang out, the supervisors hang out. You're going to laugh your ass off at some of the ridiculousness that gets said. It's like preposterous. It's so funny. It's so raw. It's so truth. Like we talk shit to each other and about people. It toughens up the skin, right? And I guess we do that as a defense mechanism. We're working around convicted felons. So They ain't gonna play around when it comes time to not play around. But let's dive into that. The inmates. Do you know how many times I've laughed with inmates? Like, don't get it twisted. These guys are funny too. Fucking hilarious. Right? I already told you when I was a new sergeant, that old crazy white guy said, how'd you get those stripes? Laying on your back? Fuck. Who else is going to tell you that anywhere else, man? I'm telling you, I've seen some funny shit. They do funny stuff. There was a video. Oh, man. A video, two inmates playing basketball. I kid you not. They're like, Hector, you got to see this. I'm like, what happened? Dude's playing basketball. The ball goes like out of bounds. He runs. Somehow this guy falls down and knocks himself out. There he is, out cold in the middle of the yard. We're like, what the hell? How, right? Dude just knocked himself out, which is crazy because had we not seen the video, we would have thought somebody cold clocked the dude. He gets up, stumbles around, falls back and passes out again. Like, this is hilarious. There was a guy that he touched a baby rattlesnake on Echo Yard. And I saw the video. There's a fucking rattlesnake and he goes and puts his finger there and it bites him on the fucking finger. He goes like this and he runs across the yard to the clinic. Put the yard down. The rattlesnake bite. Where besides Steve Irwin are you ever going to see something like that, right? That's the kind of funny stuff I'm talking about. There was a inmate with like red hair. I remember this dude. His cellie died of an overdose, right? We're pumping on his chest. That inmate is chilling, straight chilling. Ain't normal program to this guy. I asked the guy, right? I was a lieutenant. I asked the guy, hey man, something along the lines of, what did your cellie take, or did he take something? It was kind of a reach, right? He looked at me and he's like, shrugged his shoulders. Well, of course he's not going to rat or say nothing. I'm like, hey, look, man, we're trying to like save this dude right now. He died, right? Like 3 other times there was overdoses and this inmate, I could see him around, right? And I'm like, damn, you're like the Grim Reaper, man. He just starts laughing. Like, that's the type you can joke. Like, I mean, is that funny? No, that's not funny, but like, that's an experience. Working around high notoriety inmates. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. If there's any inmate that thinks they're special, like the Menendez brothers, oh, I'm special. I'm special. No, you're not fucking special. You're not fucking special at all, right? You're just another guy wearing blue. And I don't mean to be disrespectful. I mean that to be the truth. You're not fucking special. Right? What are you special for? Committing murder? There's 100 motherfuckers right here that have committed murder. Killing your parents? My program clerk killed his parent. That's what I'm talking about. In their minds, they're probably infamous. I mean, they do Netflix series and stuff like that. But being on the inside, you get those experiences where like, hey, you're interacting with these people. Maybe it's cool to outsiders, but on the inside, hey, you're just another inmate. For real. Now, the homie Suge Knight, as much as he is Suge Knight, I never asked him for his autograph. Of course, I would never, but I know who the fuck he is. Who doesn't, right? Dude's a legend out on the hip-hop community. He's there. That's an experience. How many people can say they were right there talking to the guy? Not just him. Who you got? Charles Manson, Richard Ramirez. You got all these high notoriety inmates. Oh, man, this is good. This is like I'm doing 30 minutes of good, positive stuff, man. Your boy's not all negative. The department is not all negative. Just make the best of it. Make it work for you. Don't put yourself in a position of disadvantage. Have yourself an exit plan. Have yourself a backup plan. More so these days. Probably wrap it up right there. The message for today is look for the good in things, right? No matter where you're at. Make the best out of a bad situation. Laughter can help you out a lot, man. The inmates do it. staff do it. When we were in Iraq fighting insurgents, we would laugh so hard, right? And it just breaks up the monotony of the day. With that message, keep pushing forward.